What's good? What's good, my man in society? It is your host with the most, Shadow Low, back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and are subscribed to the channel. It's absolutely free. That is how you help my channel get into the algorithm. Highly appreciate if you go ahead and do that. Now, what I wanted to discuss today was a topic that I actually seen, right? My wife was watching this show that she likes to watch, which is Good Girls, I think it's called, right? I don't know so much about the show to go into the details of it, right? But she was watching this one episode, right? And so I got there like mid episode, whatever. But yeah, I was scoping it out, and there was a scene where the girl, I guess she's campaigning to be the mayor or governor or some shit, right? But they showed a scene where it's like, oh, we have to take the city back from these gangs, and let these gangs know, whatever the hell. And they showed them cleaning up the graffiti, right? And the thing that's funny is that not only does this movie do it, but a lot of movies and TV shows do this thing, right? Where it's like they show these gangs graffiti, right? To take, to show that they're taking their cities back and all that. And every time they show the graffiti, it's never gang graffiti, right? You can tell what gang graffiti is and you can tell what isn't gang graffiti, right? Because taggers are not gang members, even though they do tag. They don't tag for the purpose of marking territory or to dominate the area or control. They do it for the art of things, right? And with their graffiti, you can straight up tell when it's a tagger compared to when it's a gang member. You know what I mean? There's a big difference, right? In patterning and just overall design colors and all that, right? You know, taggers, like I said, they're not territorial. They're not looking to beat up anybody or rob anybody or nothing. They're just looking to do their art. That's all they're there to do. They're just there to decorate art. I know, I get it. It's vandalizing. It's against the law, but I'm saying the reason why they do it. You know what I mean? They do it for the art of things and not so much, like the art and thrill of things. You know, the adrenaline rush, not so much for the marking the territory, the looking to make a statement and control like gangs do. You get what I'm saying? Gangs, every time they write, they make sure that it's read up, that you can read it, and it's just plain, right? It's not looking to make like no, they're not looking there to make it look nice or to people to like, oh wow, look how nice that looks. They're there to make a statement. You know what I mean? We're around, we control, this is ours, and blah. You get what I mean? Compared to even tagging crews, like I said, even tagging crews just do it for the art of things, right? It's a group of collective artists, right? You can tell they draw pictures, they do it colorful, they add all kinds of colors, make it look nice. It's really hard kind of to read it sometimes, right? Like the lettering, like how it is. It's like, well, what does that say? You kind of have to give it some thought, and you kind of have to read into it, right? Like I said, with the colors and it looks lovely. You know what I mean? It's like art. So that's why they do it. They do it for the art of things. Like I said, their letterings are kind of like you have to kind of trip out and kind of like pay attention to really read it and find the letters, and they add drawings to it. You know what I mean? A lot of them guys are very, very talented at what they do compared to a gang like you see right there is readable. You're able to read it. Now the black gangs, they're a little bit more difficult. They kind of write it like if they're writing on a piece of paper, and they kind of like to put messages in there, like but you'll see like the Bloods or Cribs on there. You see, you know what I mean? But they tend to write a lot on the wall. Like when they tag, they tend to put all kinds of shit. They write sentences and all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? Like they do drawings. Like I said, bro, they just write everything. They put the enemy across the mouth. While Mexican gangs, they just write it, plain readable. You're able to read it. It's not so much going on. You know what I mean? It's just bam. That's their neighborhood and that's it. Like you're able to see the letters, read it. And it's basic, right? Even if it has like nice lettering, it's basic, right? And when you see the X's and the letters, that means like if that gang beefs it with a gang that starts with that letter, they cross it out as disrespect, right? Like they're disrespecting the neighborhood. That's why the X's are there, right? Like for the gangs that beef it with my neighborhood, they cross out the R's, they put an X on the R, because they beef it with us. So that's why they, tend to X out letters. But like I said, taggers do it for a completely whole different thing, right? And I noticed that in movies, they tend to show tagging graffiti and label it as gangs when gang graffiti is just like that. It's like readable, you know what I mean? Like I said, you're just able to read it. There's not so much going on. It's just like it's plain. It's just like bam, one simple statement. Because like I said, gangs are not looking there to make it look lovely or whatever. They're just there to just people can read it and that's it. And another thing is that graffiti is not a gang priority. It's not a focus point on a gang. Like gang members don't have to tag. You know what I mean? If they want to go out and tag, they go out and tag, but it's not seen as like a priority. Gang members' priority is to go put in work, to go actually earn their stripes, right? To go actually terrorize their enemies and beat up and terrorize. Violence is their priority. Taggers, priority is to tag and just tag. They don't go out, beating up people and all that like gang members do, right? They just go tag on the walls. That's it. They're not looking to conflict with nobody or nothing like that. Tag banging crews, they write the LS, for locals. Crews tend to write a K or a C for crews. The ones that are trying to be gangs, they write LS. That's like they're trying to become a gang. They're not there yet, right? But they display almost everything that a gang does. So they're similar, but just not there yet. And like I said, in crews, just, like I said, they tend to write their names bigger than anything else. You mostly will just see the guy's name. And if they belong to a crew, you'll see it like written small but they don't really prioritize the crew. They prioritize their names more than the crew. While a gang prioritizes their gang, you'll see them write their gang before you see them write their nickname. So it's like where they put their priority. The priority of a tagger is twisted. I mean, crews will like handle their business and are known to beef with other taggers and stuff like that, but it's not something that they go looking for. It's just that if it comes their way, they'll handle business, right? But like I said, they don't make that a priority to go looking for their enemies or to take it to the next level of like violence, right? To them, it's just about the art, while the gangs are looking to profit and terrorize, right? So yeah, there is a difference, right? So when they label them as gangs when they're just taggers, I think it's just goofy overall in general. But overall, that's just my breakdown. Shout out, we out.